For this JavaScript video, we're going to be talking about arrays, but more specifically, removing things from an array. So here we have a numbers array, and it has 5 items in it from 0 to 4. I named them as such so you know what index they're at. This is the 0 index, 1 index, and so on. So let's log out what we have here, numbers. Just make sure things are running smoothly. Sure enough. Now let's do something. Let's go ahead and shift is one of the things we can do to it. Now let's print this out again, see what it did. And here's the original. And now we're missing the 0. So shift gets rid of the first item. Shift gets rid of things at the beginning. Nothing gets passed in, it just takes one item off the front. You can keep doing that over and over though. You can put it into a loop also and just keep removing things. So now it's going to remove the first 3 items. So I did it 3 times. Another thing we can do is we can pop. So let's see what happens here. So pop didn't do anything to the front numbers, but it popped off the last one. So pop removes things from the end. And again, you can remove a bunch of stuff. Nothing gets passed in like shift. Another thing we can do is slice. Slice is a little bit more complicated. We can put in a number on this one. And what slice does is it kind of cuts the array at the index that you specify. So it's going to go to the second index and it's going to slice it there. And then it'll just slice it all the way to the end. So here, well, let's run this and see what happened. If you notice, nothing happened. So slice doesn't do anything to the original array like shift and pop did. But what we need to do is we need to make a new array, and that'll hold the part that was sliced off. So now if we do new array, we can see what was sliced. So it's going to go from the second index 2, so it's going to start at 2 and it's going to just go all the way to the end. And whatever that is, it's going to be stored in the new array, and then we print that off. We can go to 3. Now it's going to start at the third index and keep going all the way to the end. Another thing we can do is we can specify an end index. So if we go to 2, 3, might not do what you expect it to do. All it does is cut out the second index. So it's going to start at 2, it's going to go to 3, but it's not going to include the third one. So not including this last index. So that's a little bit different. So if I wanted to get the 2 and the 3, I would go to 2, 4, because I'm not going to include 4, but I'm going to go up to 4. So for instance, again, now I get 2 and 3. Let's say I wanted 1 to 4. So I'd go 1, and I could go 5. Yeah, I could also just do 1, and that will get us the same thing. So that's slice. Slice always needs a new array created to hold the sliced part. And the original array, numbers in this case, does not get affected. Unlike the next one, which is splice. So splice can do, or can hold a couple things. Let's actually console log out the original one to see what happens here. So now here is our, let's get rid of this one because that was a little confusing. So numbers got affected. This is the numbers one that we have here. And it just says to take the first one here. And then whatever's left over, it's going to go from the 1 index. I'm sorry, this is the 0 index. I'm splicing at 1. So this is the 1 index, and it's just going to go ahead and splice off all that and create a new array from that. So now the original array was affected with splice. I can also do an end index. So I can go from 1 to 3. So this one's a little bit different. So I'm going from 1 to 3 inclusive. Again, different than slice, a little confusing. We're going to include 3 in this slice. So this is going to get grabbed right out, and it's going to be stored in new array. That's why this bottom one has 1, 2, 3. And then the original array numbers is just going to hold what was ever left there after the splice. So 0 and 4. And if we do, let's say 2, 4, what do you think is going to happen here? So it's going to start at 2 index, go all the way to the 4th index. That's going to be part of our new array. The original array is affected also. And actually there's one more thing it can do, and that is we can add information. So we can add hello and 999. So now when we run this, not only are we splicing out from 2 to 4, but now we're taking hello and 99 and putting it right where I spliced it, right at this 2nd index, so right here. So right after the 1, we're going to add the hello and the 99. And we can keep listing things over and over. So again, shift pops one thing off the beginning, pop pops one thing off the end, slice keeps the original array the same and creates a new array. Splice actually changes the original array, and then you can also add stuff wherever you spliced it.